9mm, 38 Special, and 357 Magnum. I've heard it said that the 9mm nowadays is just as good as the 357 Magnum and better than the 38 Special. I've heard it said that the 9mm rivals the 357 Magnum and smacks the 38 Special. Well, I'm going to put that to the test today with my own kind of test. And I know this is not the test that a lot of people want to see. What a lot of people want to see is the 38 Special being shot through a snub-nose revolver or a 357 Magnum. However, I don't think it's right to assume that everyone carries or uses a snub-nose revolver. I've heard it quoted that most people do, which would be at least 51%, but I don't have any hard evidence on that. However, I think it's kind of rude to assume that everyone has a concealed carry permit and carries a snub-nose revolver, because there are lots of surplus 4-inch 38 Special revolvers that people keep for home defense and actually carry. Now, my example of ammo, this happens to just be what I have on hand. This is a standard pressure 9mm. However, if it was a plus P, it wouldn't gain that much velocity. So just be aware that I'm not trying to really prove something here. I'm just going to run what I have through here. This is the Federal 357B. It's an example of a very widely used law enforcement load that was used for a really long time. And then we have the 38 Special Buffalo Bore. This is a plus P, and it does have the advantage of having a lead bullet instead of a jacketed, which gives you more velocity with less gunpowder. But we'll just see how these particular examples of 357 Magnum, 38 Special, 9mm compare. We'll see if that 9mm rivals that 357 and absolutely smacks that 38 Special. So let's give it a try here. All right, I'm just going to run a single round through the chronograph. I'm not really a professional here, so I can't afford to be shooting lots of groups of my high-end defensive ammo, but we'll just run the 9mm, see how that does with a single round, what kind of velocity we get. We're about 5 yards from the chronograph. 1,190, that's pretty good. That's a 115 grain malt. This is a 125 grain Magnum. Let's see how that velocity compares. Federal 357B. 1,463. So that's pretty average for this particular load in this gun. Now let's try the 38 Special cartridge here. This is a 38, don't get me wrong. My camera may not focus on this very well, but it's not a 357 Magnum. I just want to confirm that real quick here. Here's a 357 Mag next to it. It's shorter. And we'll put this in here. This is a 158 grain bullet, so it's a very heavy bullet. Let's see what we get for velocity. 1,091. That's a little bit lower than I've gotten in the past, so still a decent amount of velocity out of a cartridge like this. I don't know if it was smacked by the 9mm until I looked up at the data, but we'll find out. So I'm going to hit a couple water jugs and see what the difference is in these cartridges. I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. I got a 2x4 in the back of 3 jugs. No denim. I just want to see how they compare. So let's try the 9mm first. This is that gold dot. I'm wet. All right, that is pretty impressive. I will admit that. I'm not a 9mm fanboy, but holy moly, look at that. Second jug. Good damage. Actually ripped about a 50 caliber size hole at the back of that second jug. And I did get the bullet here. And that's really good expansion, which is to be expected without denim. It's really, really good. So I'm certainly not going to knock this cartridge. I'll admit, this is a good cartridge, no doubt. So let's see how the 357 Magnum and 38 plus P compare. Alright, I'm backing up just a little bit here. I don't want to get too wet. So here is that 357 Magnum, that Federal 125 grain. I still got wet. And the jug is over there, about 10 feet from me. Here's jug 1 on the 357 Magnum. We'll compare it to the 9mm, and what appears to be happening here, a little bit more transfer on the first jug with the 9mm. Second jug looks about the same as the 9mm. Third jug, we don't have any exits. This is all we're getting with that 357 Magnum. This is absolutely destroyed. And I see that a lot. We got a lot of fragmentation with the violent power of the 357 Magnum. The 9mm, you know, it's bigger, but this jacket is just mangled, and this is just intact. So, personally, I would rather not be shot with either, but this 357 Magnum, the amount of damage is not going to be good. So let's see how that 38 Special Plus P compares. Alright, 38 Special Plus P Buffalo Bore. This is a serious round. I'll back up a little more. Alright. The wood's over there. Okay. First one. And here's the first one with the 9mm. Here's the first one with the 357 Magnum. And the 357 and the 38 actually look really similar. The 9mm is a little bit bigger. Second jug. Not quite as much damage with the 38 as we saw with the other two. Now what we got going on here in the third jug, I don't know if it's in there yet, but on the wood, we actually went through the wood and dented it. So we'll see if I got that bullet. Here is that 38 core. It's missing a lot of projectile. Has a gas check on the back, but there's not much here. That's not 158 grains worth of lead. So we also got fragmentation of pure lead with that 38 Special cartridge, and we got a little bit more penetration because it's a heavier bullet, a little bit more momentum with a good amount of energy. So that's what we're getting when we compare the 9mm to the 38 Special and 357 Magnum. Does it smack the 38? Well, most of them it does with a snub-nosed barrel. But a good one, a good 38, will certainly hold its own. Neither of these are going to compare to the 357 Magnum. This is not even a warm 357 Magnum loaded that hot. So 357 Magnum is still going to be the king. I know some people will get into the debate about capacity. My opinion on that is, for law enforcement, for military, yes. They have an oath to run into danger. They have a responsibility to run into gunfire and to fight people that are trying to fight being arrested, and they will fight or flight against police officers. A person that's coming after a regular everyday person, they pull out a 357 Magnum. Whether they hit him or not, I think that the outcome is different, my personal opinion of how that's going to go down. So 38 Special 357, that's fine for the rest of us. For those people that are really professionals and they have to have more firepower, more rounds. Certainly. If I was a police officer today, I would certainly carry a semi-automatic if I had the choices. However, as a civilian, I don't think that there's one advantage over the other, one being better than the other. So that's just my opinion on it. That's just a little simple test. So as always, thanks for watching.